Hi students, how are you? I am Rajendra Prasad, PGT Physical Science APR School, Appalrajgudem. Today, before going to the lesson, we recall some of the experiences in previous class regarding light. Light is having so many properties like reflection, refraction, interference, diffraction, polarization. Etc. So many properties are there. In those properties, previously we learned the law of reflection. Light undergoes reflection. Already we studied, and refraction through plane surfaces also studied. Now we will go to check up the another phenomena, that is refraction through curved surfaces. In our daily life, we are seeing so many things. So many people are using spectacles like this, and in some cases some are using this type of lenses. This is called converging lens or convex lens, and in some binoculars also we are using some glasses like this. When we touch it, we will feel that they are not plane surfaces. They are thin at some places and thick at some places. Suppose this lens, when we touch it, the middle of the lens, middle of this surface is thick and edges are thin. This is called convex surface. Similarly, the watch repairers and dentists also using another type of curved surfaces. Those are called concave surfaces. Okay. Refraction through curved surfaces, we will go into the lesson through an activity. Just we observe what will happen. These are two arrow marks drawn on a white surface, white paper. Both are in same direction. Let us do an experiment to observe the refraction of light through curved surfaces. See, on a white paper we drawn two arrow marks parallel to each other. When we see these arrow marks through a empty glass beaker, if the light ray passes through empty glass beaker, it will be diminished and erected image will be formed. When it is travel through water in the beaker, the image will be inverted and enlarged. Why this has happened? We think that it is due to the refraction of light through curved surface. In the first case, the light ray coming from the arrow mark, upper arrow mark, travel through empty glass beaker. There are two media, one is air and another one is glass. The ray refracts two times at two curved edges, and diminished image will be formed. In the second case, the ray travels through air and water. In this case, it refracts through the water and an inverted and enlarged image will be formed. Both are different medias. When it enters from air to glass, first time it will take refraction, and in the second interface also same thing will be happen. Then a diminished and erected image will be formed. In the second case, the light ray is traveling from the arrow mark through air and water. Their densities are different. In this case, light undergoes refraction and an inverted and enlarged image will be formed. What is diminished and what is enlarged? We know. Suppose we draw 4 centimeters of length of arrow mark. If it is less than 4 centimeters, the formed image is, then it is diminished image. It is more than 4 centimeters, it will be enlarged image. So, when we see through water, the arrow mark is inverted and enlarged. Why? Because the phenomena of light, that is refraction of light, when we observe through curved surface. In curved surface, what are the rules followed by the light ray? We will one by one we will observe. According to Snell's law, when light ray, first case center of curvature we will see, all the curved surfaces having a center of its curvature. Curved surfaces are part and parcel of a sphere. It is a part of a sphere. The center of the sphere will be the center of the curvature of a curved surface. Please see that. In the first case, refraction through curved surfaces. It is a curved surface. It is the center of curvature. These are light rays incident on the curved surface in parallel to the principal axis. The line joining from the curved surface to the interface is called normal. All these are normals, dotted lines are normals. The parallel rays, it is normal. It is the center of curvature where it meets on the surface, on the principal axis. So here one more technical point is, it is the center of curvature. There is a center for curved surface, that is also called as geometric center of the curved. It is called pole. Pole is the geometrical center of the curved surface. The line joining pole and center of curvature is called principal axis. The distance between pole and the center is called radius of center of curvature. The line joining from the center of curvature to the interface is called normal. These are called dotted lines or normals. Light rays parallel to the principal axis, incident on the interface curved surface, they will bend towards center of curvature, bend towards normal. The line joining pole the line passing through pole and center of curvature is called principal axis. The light when travel through a curved surface follows some laws. First one is the light ray passing through the normal to the surface does not deviate. Here you observe it is a curved surface, the center of curvature, it is called pole. The ray passing through principal pole, center of curvature is called principal axis. It is a ray, it is a normal connecting center of curvature to the interface line. So a light ray passing through the normal is undeviated here. It will pass through the center of curvature without any deviation. And second case is when the light is passing through the principal axis also does not deviate its path. So the light ray passing through the normal does not deviate. The light ray passing through the principal axis also does not deviate. It is the rule of refraction through curved surfaces. Next one is there are so many mediums, depends upon their densities. They were distinguished as a rarer medium and denser medium. Denser means more density, having more density. Rarer means having less density. Let us suppose it may be air, it may be water or glass, etc. It is a curved surface. A light ray, it is the principal axis. A light ray passing from rarer medium to denser medium. In the case of convex lens, convex surface, when it is entering into rarer medium to denser medium, it bends towards normal. It bends towards normal. When light ray passing from or travels from rarer medium to denser medium, it bends towards normal. In the another case, if the curved surface is concave surface, concave means thick at the edges, thin at the center. Thick at the edges, thin at the center. Rarer medium to denser medium, assume that a light ray is passing. In the case of concave lens or concave surface, it bends towards normal here in this case. So in the case of convex surface or concave surface, when the light ray travels from rarer medium to denser medium, it always bends towards normal. Rarer medium to denser medium, it bends towards normal. If it travels, the another law is the ray is traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. In the case convex surface, here you see this is the ray passing through denser medium to rarer medium. It will bend towards away from the normal. It will bend away from the normal. In the case of concave surface, denser medium to rarer medium, the ray is traveling and bends away from the normal. So if it may be concave surface or convex surface, when denser medium to rarer medium, the light ray passing, it will bend away from the normal. This is regarding curved surface, refraction of light at curved surfaces. Now we see the derivation of curved surface formula. The derivation of curved surface formula. For this, we need to draw a diagram like this. Let us draw on the blackboard. Let us say it is a curved surface. It is the principal axis. This is called pole. This is the center of curvature. It is the normal. Consider a point object O on the principal axis. Consider a point object at O on the principal axis. A ray coming from this object passing through the principal axis and center of curvature, it will goes like this without any deviation. Consider another ray starting from the object O and incident on the interface curved surface at A with an angle alpha. Now, extend this normal. Here is the angle theta 1. It is called angle of incidence. The ray is passing from rarer medium to denser medium. Hence, it bends towards normal and passing like this and intersects the principal axis at and forms an image I. It is the image point. It is a point object. It is the image point. Here, the angle is gamma. Let it be. The angle is gamma. Here, the angle is beta. It is called refraction angle of refraction, that is theta 2. It is called theta 2. A normal drawn from the point of incidence A to the principal axis meets at the point N. Okay. Once again, we took a curved surface AP, drawn the principal axis PC. Consider an object O at the point O. A ray starting from O passes through the principal axis without any deviation and goes on like this. Consider another ray traveling from O and incident at the point A on the curved surface. After refraction, it bends towards normal and passes like this. Here is the theta 1 is the angle of incidence, theta 2 is the angle of refraction, alpha is the second ray makes an angle with the principal axis, beta is the angle between the normal and the principal axis, gamma is the angle between the refracted ray and the principal axis. Okay. Now, you consider the triangle. AOC. Triangle AOC. Here is the theta 1 is the exterior angle. Exterior angle is total of internal opposite angles. according to mathematics applications. So theta 1 is equal to, consider the triangle AOC, we may write theta 1 is equal to alpha plus beta, and consider another angle, another triangle, consider another triangle ACI, triangle ACI. We may write theta 2 is equal to beta equal to theta 2 plus gamma, theta 2 plus gamma implies theta 2 equal to gamma minus beta, gamma minus beta. According to Snell's law, N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R, implies N1 into sin of alpha plus beta is equal to N2 into sin of beta, beta minus gamma, beta minus gamma. Here, if the angles, if the ray is very nearer to, if the ray is very nearer to the principal axis, sin of alpha plus beta will be taken as alpha plus beta. Similarly, sin of beta minus gamma will be taken as beta minus gamma. It is the equation number 1. Then equation 1 will be N1 into alpha plus beta is equal to N2 into beta minus gamma, implies N1 alpha plus N1 beta equal to N2 beta minus N2 gamma. Here a small definition is there. Paraxial lines, paraxial lines the light rays passing or traveling, passing to very near to principal axis are called paraxial rays. Paraxial rays. right? When the point A is very near to point P, N will be coincides with P. Coincides with P. Then tan alpha is equal to tan alpha is equal to AN by NO. AN by NO is equal to alpha. Tan beta is equal to AN by NC. AN by NC is equal to beta. Tan gamma is equal to AN by NI. AN by NI, that equal to gamma. It is equation number 2. Substitute these in equation number 2, then N1 into AN by NO plus N1 into AN by NC equal to N2 AN by NC minus N2 AN by NI. AN by NI. AN by NI. When N coincides with P, AN is equal to AP, NO is equal to PO, NC equal to PC, NI equal to PI. Therefore, N1 AP by PO plus N1 AP by PC equal to N2 AP by PC minus N2 AP by PI. APs are cancelled both sides, implies PO is equal to minus U. PC is equal to R. PI is equal to V. according to the sign conventional rules, according to the sign conventional rules, the measurements taken in the opposite direction of passing of light ray will be negative. That's why PO is equal to minus U. PO is equal to minus U. Substitute these values. Substitute these values in the above equation. N1 by minus U plus N1 by R equal to N2 by R minus N2 by V implies by adjusting or by altering values left to right and right to left, we may write it as N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to N2 minus N1 by R. It is our required curved surface formula. If the surface is plane, what will be the equation is? If the surface is plane, 1 by R, if the surface is plane, R is infinitive, then 1 by R will be 0. If the surface is plane, radius of curvature R is infinity, then 1 by R is equal to 0. Substitute in this, we will get N2 by V minus N1 by is equal to N1 by U. N2 by V is equal to N1 by U. This is the curved surface formula. In the case of the curve is almost plane. Thank you, children. Today we learned about passing of light, refraction of light at curved surfaces. What are curved surfaces? What are diminished image? What are enlarged image? What is called pole? What is called center of curvature? What is called radius of curvature? What is called denser medium and what is called rarer medium? How the refraction will be when the light ray passes from rarer medium to intermedium, denser medium, and vice versa. The rules followed by the light ray when it moves from one medium to another medium, and we obtained a formula for curved surface, that is N2 by V minus N1 by U equal to N2 minus N1 by R.